Okay, so Everything Everywhere All at Once was directed by Daniel Shen, starring Michelle Yeoh, Stephanie Hsu, Ki Hui Kwan, James Hong, and Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's basically this brand new movie. I think it's like a Chinese movie funded by the Chinese government, all about this mother character and her kind of like relationship between all of these parallel universes and exploring like every single version of who she was. And like it really delves into like just like imagining all the infinite paths that your life could take but you just didn't do. And it kind of gets you like imagining like what this would be like for yourself if you like made this choice and made that choice, and why you're on this certain path, not all these billions of other paths, and whether this path is the right one, whether it's fate, whether it's free will, whether why you're not on this path and that path, and just stuff like that. It really got me thinking of whether the right path, the path I'm on right now, is the path I was always meant to take, or whether I'm just doing it because I'm choosing to, whether I'm in control of my own choices or something else is at play, how many different paths there could be, and all this, just like why this is happening instead of that. I guess there have been times maybe in your life of why all these events happened, and at the time you kind of felt that you wanted them to happen, but after all this time you kind of look back on your life and think, is this the way it was supposed to play out? Is this the way I wanted it? Or maybe the reason why I wanted to do it at that point in time is because fate made me want that, or whether, I mean, like just looking back on your life and thinking like, why did I do all of that, and is there a purpose deep down of why I did that? Whether, and you kind of question whether you actually have a choice in the way your life actually plays out. And if you did something differently, you'll never be able to see that transpire because, well, you didn't do it, and this timeline that you're in is the only one that you have access to. But like, I guess the main appeal of this movie is just like making you feel that if you could take a step back from your own personal life, your personal reality, and were able to like see this massive network of every single point of your life, all the alternate choices you made, how different would you really be? I mean, how much about yourself can you change to the point that making all these different decisions would actually make you a different person? There was a lot of philosophical questions that this movie raised when you really think about that, and there really hasn't been any other movie that has really made me think on that level. And the character in this movie, she realises that she's kind of like the worst version of herself in the current reality that she lives in, while every other seems to have all these things that are better about her, yet somehow her in this reality is the one that matters the most. But those themes alone isn't what just makes this movie so great. I mean, it also has some really, really well done choreography, a lot of kung fu sequences. There was like this one scene where her main character's husband from an alternate universe is fighting a bunch of guards, and all he has is like a little satchel bag, and he's kind of using it in this really awesome kung fu way, and it's really well shot. It's a really good sequence. Really enjoyed seeing that in the theatre. The acting is great too. I mean, these aren't boring characters. These are really exciting and really interesting characters. And overall, just a really unconventional film that really very imaginative. One of the most imaginative movies I've seen in a really long time, if not ever. Of course, this movie was in competition with Doctor Strange, and even though I did enjoy Doctor Strange in its own way, this definitely felt like a massive step up from what that one was. Just thinking about all the philosophical and even moral implications of being able to know every possible version of yourself and which one is the best, and where your own personal life relates into all these different things. And it's a pretty mind-blowing concept, very original. Overall, I think that's all I have to say. It was definitely a big surprise for me, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for just how original and mind-blowing the whole thing was. Definitely see it if you haven't seen it already. I think it's starting to leave theatres now, so maybe see it if you can, or just catch it on Blu-ray. Overall, very enjoyable foreign film, and I strongly recommend that you go see this one. Thank you.